I'm ready. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
I can hear
Or
you, bro.
can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. So we just go. I'm ready. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Let's
Can
roll.
you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. Let's roll.
All right. So we just go.
Yeah, go.
All right. Good afternoon and welcome to season 5, episode 28 of the Leaders Only digital show and podcast. I am Samad.
And I'm Kendall.
We're brought to you today by What a Change Mentoring and Tone Drone. Today we'll be discussing a couple of incidents in the news. Please invite your friends to check out the video on the show. Have a watch party, subscribe to our channel, share it, like it, hit the bell, comment below. If you're watching after the live stream, it's okay. But always hit hashtag replay in the comments just to let us know you came by to show us some support.
Yes, sir. So how you feeling, bro? It look beautiful out there.
Yeah, man, I just left the farmer's market. I'm a little tired, but blessed to be alive, so ready to rock and roll. How about yourself?
Man, well, I'm blessed. I can't complain. Just about to get ready for the day. Great. Glad to be here. Another episode. We going through a little bit of technical technology difficulties right now. So we ask that everybody bear with us. But we're gonna go ahead and kick off the show. Um, just weeks ago, news and social media was consumed with stories about white male student who was killed by a black teen. Headlines everywhere, nonstop coverage. Whereas the outrage when a black woman, an educator, a leader, a sister is murdered in cold blood. Dr. Kamisha Clark, a proud Clark Atlanta alumni, dean student at Spartan College, and a member of Kappa Alpha, was murdered on campus by a former white security guard. So we're gonna go ahead and check out this video. Bear with us, please. But and we'll come back with our comments and how we feel about this one.
So many people who knew and loved Dr. Kamisha Clark are just devastated tonight. They say clearly she was a rising star who is just gone too soon. The Clark Atlanta University School of Education just spotlighted Dr. Kamisha Clark on her accomplished career in March. On Friday, everything changed in an instant when police say former Spartan security guard Jesse Fiegro returned to the college in a security clothes and opened fire on Dr. Clark and her assistant in what police call a targeted execution-style shooting. Officers say the suspect drove off, but they found him several hours later and took him into custody. After 3 days of fighting, Dr. Clark succumbed to her injuries Monday. Those who knew her described Dr. Clark as a shining star who was driven but also had a sweet spirit. Friends also say Dr. Clark was a strong advocate against gun violence and had started a foundation here in Atlanta to fight the use of firearms called C Squared.
This was not a random act of violence. The suspect and victims knew each other.
And again, the way they knew each other is that they all worked there at the college. So many people who...
Yeah, man. Go ahead and kick it off, bro.
Uh, I mean, as far as this story, I guess I would wait a little bit more just to see the actual. It's there. But of course, rest in peace to her. And pray that justice is served, that he gets the proper sense. We in a lot of frustration, a lot of tied on race. It just feels like they're pushing or it's bubbling. Or they just expecting or hoping for a race war of some sort. So first things first, just want to let people know that these are individual acts. Second, it's sad because she was a bright young lady that was further up in academia. And nobody deserves that. As I said, I don't know why. That's why it's always important for me to wait, because even a person who, goes into a building, shoots it up, has a reason why. I don't know why. So that's my main reason. Why between these two? Was there love affair? Was there disrespect? Uh, did she say something? Like, did she stop him from doing something, report him for something? What is the reason behind it? Outside of that, it's just sad. It's just sad because now, his family is without him, but her family, what if they want to retaliate? They got to deal with the loss. Everybody's getting ready to celebrate it. So just some more negative news, for families that are trying to get or on the brink of some positivity. It's like, wow, here comes bad news in the midst of us getting ready to celebrate.
Hmm.
But until more of the story unfolds right now, it's like, it's sad.
Yeah.
Got to protect each other. This is why we got to protect each other. Got to protect our people. Uh, I'm wondering what's the protocol. A lot of these instances uh, making me think about people with firearms. Maybe they
Hmm.
need to have a mental illness check too. You know what I mean? Where they get that position. It's just like so much stuff that happen in the world today. About, uh, should people get mental health checks before getting hired, before having children, before, because a lot of this stuff happens. And then you look up the file or something, then they be taking medicine, or they be this, or they be that. You wasn't prepared for it. You always reacted instead of being proactive. So, me personally, things that go on with children, things that go on with firearms, things that go on with high levels of people. Like, hey, like if this is a school, so there's
Hmm.
tons of interaction, there's tons of emotions, there's tons of different perspectives and races. Uh, I would just, in Clark there is a, so that's another. What is this like? Does this man have a background of anything racist in him or anything like that? Because he worked in at HBCU. But above all, man, just proper protocol. This is something else, man. Now we're going to be reacting to it, which is sad because this is the type of stuff that you should prepare for before it happens. We always, we never think of it happening at our school or in our neighborhood or, you know what I mean? But when the first time it happened at Columbine, that might have been something that happened years ago.
Right.
Columbine, Colorado. That might be something that just needs to happen in terms of working with students and trying. So that's all. That's all I have. Until more news breaks out, we don't have to really get into session. Why? Like why? I'm just not
Right.
that why.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I'm pretty much at it as if we need to know more of the story. But it's another sad case. You never want to, like I said, I never want to wish death on no one. And then just another typical story that can go either way or can turn out to be made up as a race situation because it's biracial acts. But at the same time, man, it's just the way of this world right now. Like it's just how people think mental health is not really that important and or as if they don't have to go to see somebody professional to get the help. They feel like they can do it themselves. In a lot of cases, people make things. I always hear the comment, "Oh yeah, I'm not going to go talk to a shrink or this and that." But I mean, it's very necessary. Especially if you can't deal with it on, you can't control it yourself. In that case, it happens in a lot of these cases where it's always the adult that most of the time that loses his mind or lost his mind and it's too late after it's done. But you cry in the justice system when it's time to get sentenced that you had a mental health issue or this and that, but you didn't get the help prior to the act. So that's how I feel. Kind of tired of the same old story. Sad. And I'm kind of tired of that it really don't get the recognition that it's supposed to get. We're just one tiny source of this. So
Yeah,
With that
thank
being
God for
said,
social media.
go ahead, bro.
I was saying thank God for social media because I believe that's what I was saying.
Right, right. And that's what we be pushing. Uh
Yeah, I also want
these
to say
stories.
that they need to. I was telling somebody they need to make a distinction in that test too. That
Mhm,
mental, like your mental health awareness, mental illness are two totally different things. So if you have mental illness, then you're on sick. You know what I'm
right.
saying? A lot of times people have just a lot of stress, a lot of weight on them. So the world is dealing with financial trouble, stuff like that. You're not mentally ill. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? You made some bad choices. You know what I'm saying? It's stress, might be depression, might be overload, overwhelmness. But you
mhm.
don't want to be in that mental illness space. You know what I'm saying? We really need to uh, that's I feel like that's why an assessment is so important, so we can start putting people where they need to be, because you'll have somebody who literally is just stressed out from a workload, from choices, from having to be on their own, something like that, like a family, something like that. But that's more tied to depression and your mental illness. But you're not mentally ill. You know what I'm saying? You're not
Right.
sick in your head. You need somebody to talk to. You need, what I mean, you need a break. You need a mental break. It's just draining. We need to distinguish that, because a lot of these people are going to work, you know what I mean, and just being passed off as okay. And it's way more people with mental health issues or mental awareness issues um, than there are with people without, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So there has to be some type of protocol to where you can get an assessment weekly. You know what I mean? I think in interviews, man, more questions need to be asked about people's childhood or upbringing, questions that put you in a predicament, how you respond. You know what I mean? Your answer will let somebody know, in a sense, you know what I mean, where you're at, but they have to ask the right question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. So yeah, with that being said, man, we'll leave it right there, man, bro. Kick off the next story.
Yes, the next story is a Caucasian man executed with black wife, so-called black wife on video, spits on her lifeless body. We're gonna watch this video. We'll be right back. All right, to the video, Tom. We want you to stay encouraged. We want you to be the best you be physically, mentally, emotionally. And the weather is changing. Okay, we got that video. Here we go.
Video of the moments leading up to the shooting of Ashley Henning, as she and her husband Jordan were arguing in their kitchen after Ashley's birthday party. Things escalated quickly.
Mm.
Yeah, man, that was a very gruesome video. I probably want to be kidding.
And that was crazy. You never know what triggered the situation, besides, they were coming back from a party, you can hear them arguing. You never know what really went on at the party or what triggered it, but it's clear to see that she was afraid. It's clear to see that he was aggressive. It's clear to see that I just feel like she didn't all the way follow through with following. Like, I just wonder why she didn't call the police at the time. I wonder why she didn't call for help for somebody. Just dial the phone and let it play. Anything like that. I understand when you scared, but at the same time, then it's another case of that biracial. So how it looks again, you know. biracial relationship. Um, it's clearly they had toxic going on in their relationship. But like I said, I don't know too much about what happened to trigger the situation besides them going to the birthday party. But that's sick, man, the way he handled the situation.
Yeah, I totally. This, I'm in a position where it's just tough. This is one of the main reasons why I want to get out of the work in America. But one of my main goals is to get to Belize or somewhere like that because I'm just tired, man. I was just telling somebody that the other day, I was telling Bo, it's just like when you take the steps to heal, you take the steps to get to a place where you can walk the road, yes, you can do all of that stuff. But everywhere you go, you don't know who's on it. I just said, majority of people got stuff going on in their hood to where they're over emotional. So you don't know when they're going to come. Do I agree with him shooting her? No, not at all. That looks like it was painful. But do I know how it is today with women and men, with the lack of respect, you know what I'm saying? Where again, you not being able to control your emotions is a youth practice. So for him to have to get a gun, all that stuff, that's wicked. But I see it. Been on the other side of it, and it's like, man, we already been in this world, and I'm not speaking more so in a Caucasian perspective. I'm speaking in the perspective of men because I don't know what Caucasian men go through besides normal stuff that all men go through.
Right.
All men go through, from what I've seen, no matter the race, from just having conversation. Women gonna talk back. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. You making me feel worthless. You know what I'm saying? I am supposed to be a king. I'm supposed to feel like a rah, you know what I'm saying? We're going back and forth. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why? Why are we going back and forth? That's only gonna keep making me feel like a peon. You know what I'm saying? Now you're stepping on his ego, you're stepping on his pride. And again, I don't know this situation, so I gotta wait for more stuff. He's wrong. I pray that he gets the proper uh, uh, sentencing and the proper justice is warranted to her family. But I just want both sides to know. One, a lot of men are stressed out. A lot of men have a lot going on. The world in itself, especially when you get into race, but just men in general of today, of the American man, those the American woman, they are pushing the American woman to dominate them. Don't really care who agree with it. I can go to the facts. It's on every TV show. Women are beaten up 20 pounds, 30 pounds over about every show, every movie, the woman is the secret here. Even the finances, especially not the movie. So when your first thing is, I don't need a man. I can do this alone. I can be independent. You want to adapt back. Stop. Somebody got to be smart enough to, why would you go there? You know what I mean? Then she know if they got financial issues. She know if he has whatever type of issues because they're married. You know what I mean? So I do agree with you. Before going home, you might need to go with your girlfriend. You might need to, you know what I'm saying, get some help, call, separate yourself because that military is a different story. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. You know, alcohol is involved.
Yeah.
And that's why they call it spirits. You know what I mean? So a lot of times alcohol gives people more courage. So they're not in their right mind. They already weren't in their right mind because they got whatever going on in their mind.
Right.
She probably had whatever going on in her mind. She probably was under the influence. Again, it would have been a normal argument. They might have fought. But when that gun's on the scene, then now you're gonna go overboard. Now I might dislike you for this moment, but it turns into I hate you. I freaking hate you. How on earth you should be good. You know what I'm saying? Most of the times it's because somebody got to pull a cord and listen. Somebody got how are we on the same team and we both everything cool. So I think if you are the woman, you know what I'm saying? You know that's a man though. If that's your man, you pick him, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be smart. Right? Or like you say, I'm calling not to get you locked up, but we don't need to go in the same direction, both under the influence. We got guns in the house, stuff like that. Of course, that's the perfect world. Being as though this happened, you don't connect this to happen domestic violence. It's scary. Like
Right.
you said, this has been happening. This is like since it's been happening. You know what I'm saying? She been able to say whatever. He been able to say whatever. They've been arguing. You know what I mean? Something might have happened this time that took him overboard. But this don't just happen after the first argument. Then he spit
Mhm.
on her. It's like that little. Then that makes you feel like that little racial thing did switch. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? Because you always get that. It could have just been regular beef. Like, man, I'm tired of her. She make me feel less, da 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 da. But because he is a Caucasian man, we gonna feel like, man, he probably said nigga on that in his mind. That's what
Mhm.
we
Mhm.
do. You know what I'm
I
saying? We
get
put
it.
it up. And you know, always with me, I don't like one side or the other. I don't like
Right.
us doing it to all them. So I'm not just gonna say, oh, this white man. I'm like, nah. Until we do, we gotta do both sides. Let's clean
Right.
up our act too, because we got tons of videos of dudes shooting those women on YouTube right now, shooting the dude and the one. Like, if y'all not gonna work together, like for real, build something together. If you can't submit, give the power, you know what I'm saying, to your leader who you chose to lead, and you need to let it be. Find out who you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let that man be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not going to be ready to conversation. Like, also, because it ain't that deep. It's really not that deep. Everybody can go wherever they want to go.
Mhm.
For real. But stand on it. Stand on it.
The fact.
If you don't call me 3 weeks now, don't call me 6 months later. No, stand on it. You know what I mean? Because you're never gonna go nowhere and not have a leader. You know what I mean? And you cannot keep treating your manager, your supervisor, your boss. You call it your boss. That's crazy. But you should be on your own boss. Who has a boss? That sounds crazy. But you treat these people better. You
Mhm.
do whatever they ask. Your man tell you anything, we coming back. That's the American way. That is the new American way. We
Hmm.
don't respect each other. You choose this person, you don't even respect them. You know what I mean? You don't supposed to be a leader. Like it's like a compass. How do you have a map if you don't trust it? You put the GPS on, you still gonna go your own way. It don't make any sense. Um, so these are all speculations, just of my observation of things I see, the things I've been through. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go get no gun, and I'm not gonna beat on no woman. But I've been there to where, man, it's like, damn, yo, you demeaning me to the point like, yo, men don't even talk to me like that. That's messed up.
Yes,
You know what I
sir.
mean? And then the first thing something happened, you looking up his man like he crazy. Everybody rushed to the defense. So from here on out, I'm waiting for evidence. I'm waiting for stories. I want to see what lead up. But ain't nobody's supposed to take anybody life unless it's self-defense. So you're wrong. Don't ever get that twisted. Put him under the jail, put him where he need to be. But we got to hear everything. Like you said, we got to see what happened at the bar. We got to see what's been leading up to this. We need to just get more details. Because I'm not just going with the woman or black thing. No, I'm going with right and wrong. He's definitely wrong. But I need more evidence.
That's
Because
a fact.
you know
That's
what I mean?
right.
She could have punched him in his head 3 weeks ago. Like, you just don't know no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. But what I do know, just my word of advice, because men, if you're going to be with a man and you call yourself a heterosexual woman, we don't normally get to voice our feelings, our emotions, our cares, da 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 da. So if you're going to go like that, just know all of his feelings, emotions, and everything might come out because men don't normally talk to people. That's a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you got to be emotionally intelligent. You got to pick up. But have conversations and nip the stuff in the bud before you even have to get here. This is why I
Mhm.
don't go to the club. This is why I don't drink. This is why I'm trying my best. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best. You know what I mean? But I know in my heart of all hearts, I can't be here for nothing more than for business and certain things, man. I'm such a peaceful person. I don't even care. I get done wrong. I'm mourning right now. I'm grieving, but I don't know how to just sit there and be sad and not. No, no. I want to live more for people. You know what I'm saying? I want to work with people. I don't want to be arguing, beef, and going back and forth. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is situational now. Oh, you could be a man when I need you to do this, or you'll be a woman, you'll submit when I need you to do this. But it's not all the time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
if
sir.
you're not, it don't matter your color, whatever. I do think, you know what I mean. You are supposed to be with your people, but sex done been around for so long that we don't intertwine and everything. So that ain't the thing. You know what I'm saying? What really is Are y'all on the same wavelength? Do y'all have the same principles, morals, ethics, values, or do you want to be in the same place at the end? You know what I mean? When you're 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, do you want to be in the same position, same predicament where I'm trying to be in 10, 15, 20 years? These are real conversations. A lot of times I don't think this stuff is getting discussed before people have sex. I just feel like, they probably was kicking it. They might have worked together. They might have, but they're not having real life conversations. And it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough to do everything as a man or all the expectations of the world put on you. Like I said, you can't ask somebody to at least shut it down, you know what I mean? So we don't keep going, you know what I'm saying? And men, we gotta heal. That's why we push the fact, go get help, professional help. You know what I'm saying? Get it, eat better, you know what I mean? I'm not saying to give up your manhood, but I'm saying protect your manhood, protect your sanity. Because even if you don't get a gun, even if you don't, you can have a domestic dispute. They're gonna make you leave. They're gonna make you leave. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep that in mind that the rules is not set up for us, and especially in this case, it wasn't one of us as far as it was one of our sisters. So we got to teach our sisters to be emotionally intelligent too, and know when to be quiet. Like so many women batting their chest and screaming at men like they a man, you know what I'm saying? Or putting other men in predicaments that have to come in. Who wants to deal with that when you could just be quiet? Literally, because that's the way it's supposed to be. But now they done messed up the way it's supposed to be. We out of whack. Nobody want to tell the truth, but we are out of whack.
That's a fact. So, yeah,
Let's
man.
wait
So
for that
that's why
evidence,
we
man.
always be practicing, like, because once you do it, it's too late. So it's best to get your help in advance. So just piggybacking off of what you said, man, before we go into the last story, we will always want to encourage you to be your best physically, mentally, emotionally. Like bro said, the weather is changing. So you want to do something that's gonna keep your respiratory challenges away. You know what I'm saying? You want to do things that's gonna keep you healthy and try to avoid all the toxins that's out. Try to watch what you eat, get your sleep, meditate, do something positive, something that strengthen your mind and keep your mind free. But if you see something or hear something or you going through something, it's always your own emergency hotline at 988. Don't call, don't hesitate.
Yes, indeed. And as my brother said, don't hesitate to call them for help. If you see your insurance, you may be able to just get free therapy. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to get free counseling. There are peer mentor groups. There are peer support groups. So you may not even have to go all the way through to therapy. Just find something, that works for you. I wanted to be clear about that because everybody thinks you just have to go get a therapist. Man, there's tons of groups. You got pottery groups. You got community gardening groups. Just find something that, fits you, something that is allowing you to escape. You know what I mean? And lastly, let's remember that we do have the all white coming. And we're
Yes,
going to
sir.
get into this.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, what's up? Top of the afternoon to all my So Focused family, friends, and all of my Spartan alumni, new and old. It's been a minute, man, but we're back, and we've got a whole lot to celebrate. The All White is making its grand return for its 20-year anniversary, and trust us, we got a venue that's pretty much bigger than ever. We're not just bringing the tradition back and restoring the legacy, we're elevating it. This year, it's more about the party, the legacy, giving back, and celebrating greatness. We're honoring you and our brothers, Kevin Talley and Terrell Whitehead, for their induction into the Spartan Football Hall of Fame, launching scholarships for future Spartans, and we'll be supporting the Green Run High School football team. Oh, and did we mention, I'm in full character because we've got a dope comic book series tied into this event. The storytelling, the energy, the memories, the impact, it's all coming together. We're bringing it back home to Norfolk, where it all started. It's going down Labor Day weekend, so that's your answer. Sunday, August 31st, 2025. Mark your calendars. Go ahead and get the shopping. Go ahead and spread the word. Tell a friend to tell a friend, because this is an invite-only event. So be on the lookout for that exclusive link to get yours. Stay locked in.
Yes, indeed. So August 31st, just visit drwhite.com, click invitation only, and that will be how you get the information, and how you get the access this year. We do have more stuff coming, so keep your eyes open. We do have one last story that I'll go ahead and jump right into.
Yes, sir.
Palm Beach Sheriff's Office settles excessive force lawsuit for $5.5 million after man was tasered, left paralyzed. The plaintiff, Timmy Lee Knox Jr., who was 17 at the time of the 2021 incident, severed his spinal cord after he was tasered, lost his balance, fell off the roof of a house. The lawsuit alleged excessive force by the then 17-year-old was tasered. No threat. The sheriff was also out thorough investigation failing to address a pattern of excessive force incidents. Uh, Go right to our thoughts. I don't think that. Yeah, but that one, I'm just happy, you know what I'm saying, that they have to pay, but that means they're wrong. You know, they knew they were wrong. That's why they settled. It sucks because the man is paralyzed. It sucks that that's the way that we have to, come up again. More mental health, mental illness, I guess test, people in them situations sometimes, in the early stages, when you first hire them, or going through the interview process, maybe that should be a part of the process, because then they're not already on the task force and they can sweep it under the rug, they can do little tricks. First day, what would you do in this situation? Put them in it. It could be a fake situation, fake gun, rubber bullets, whatever. But put them in the situation. Just see, man. You have to see, because that's somebody's natural reaction. You know what I mean? It's terrible because it's going on all around the world. It's been going on all around the world for the longest, especially here in this place that they call the United States. And it sucks. Although he gets the $5.5 million, how they gonna be taxed? You know what I'm saying? He also is paralyzed. You know what I mean? Then that's another problem that we have, because we got a sickness in our community. When we get lump sums of money, we mismanage it. So now we got to hope that people don't take advantage of him because he's disabled. You know what I mean? You got to pray that they do something with the money, make it worthwhile. I pray that maybe, they can start some type of center here, counseling, something, that can help young men first and through it, but that help for teaching what to do when you do go through proper legal, legal team. Like, look, have this card on you, telling you already have a lawyer, you know what I mean? Just in case you ever get into the situation, you're not wrong before it even goes that far. If you have the right to remain silent, you hit them already. Go on. I'm not saying nothing to my lawyer. Here you go. Or have a lawyer. I need to call him. Whatever you need to do, here go my ID or whatever. If I was in there, but that's it. If I wasn't doing that, I don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give you a hard time. But that's why we have to learn civics. That's why it's too much. You know what I mean? You got to learn. First, you got to unlearn all the stuff that you've been taught. You know what I'm saying? Then you have to learn the law, because we weren't taught the law. Right? So you got to go learn the stuff that they use against us that we weren't taught. You got to financial literacy. You know what I mean? Because we weren't taught. So it's just like, we have to pay attention to our youth. We want to know how good our generation, the adults, are doing, then the result will be the youth. I sat in a class the other day. It's funny that it was a 17-year-old man, because the age range of these football players, 18 to 18. You know what I mean? And I literally went around the whole classroom pointing and asking, like, how much are you worth? 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 Only one person gave me an answer that was worth something. Everybody else didn't know they were. And that's sad, you know what I mean? Because that means nobody's protecting you. Yeah, we
Hmm.
might be fly. Again, this is why I changed my life. What is the point in being fly? What is the point in having the big chain? What is the point in having the most girls? What is the point in having a car? What is the point in having all that? And our youth is suffering. That means they somebody kid. They're not my kids. I don't have no. But again, I'm willing to put mine on the back burner because what is the point when your legacy is not keeping it moving forward? If
Right.
we got a bunch, if we carrying on a bunch of ignorance that was passed on to us, actions and all that, and then we passing it right on to another generation, only thing they're going to do is keep it going. We're never going to get ahead. We're never going to get the respect. You know what I mean? Also, you know, in saying that our women have to respect us and all that, we do. We got to grow up. You know what I mean? But when we grow up, other people better be ready to respect us as such. You know, we're not all little kids. We're not all playing out here. You know what I mean? Because there are tons of wars going on with us.
Hmm.
Food, the air, the water, the knowledge. You know what I mean? The videos, the way that they portray us to the world, to make the world think that we act this way, but we really do because they're programming us to act this way.
Right.
You know what I mean? The first time that they show something that says that we are this way or we are that way, we'll say we're wrong. But it's a reflection, bro. You know what I mean? It's a reflection. That young man, defenses, you know. But if we got our sense in our community, we have guns in the community. We're coming outside. We're not recording. One of the most dumbest things I seen the other day. Young girl, this AV situation happened the other night. He actually pulled a gun out. These idiots sitting there got they on live. So everybody's running. You running from bullets on live. Like that's what I'm saying. It's real stuff going on, and I guarantee you, somebody probably recorded this and didn't help anybody. Tons of people just recording and don't help. That's how it gets excessive. When somebody come over there, lawyer, something, we got to have all this stuff strapped up in our
Hmm.
community. We need lawyers. We need everybody who has their guns, their gun rights. We need to know all these laws. We need to know our identity so they can't keep knocking us off because we're ignorant saying we're black. I'm not trying to be funny when I'm saying I'm not black. It's not funny. First of all, I'm not black because the shirt is black, the pants are black. I'm
Right.
brown. You know what I'm saying? But other people, we so ignorant and we want to be funny all the time that you want to push consciousness away. I'm not talking about being woke. I'm just talking about being aware to know why you can't call yourself black. Because every time you do, it puts you back into a misnomer and you don't have no identity. That's why they can do all this to us. And I guarantee you, the only reason that young man got that money is because they had evidence. I'm talking about it probably was on his body cam. Or probably everybody, like I said, all these people probably recorded it. You know what I mean? But is the money worth somebody's dream being shot down?
Hmm.
Is the money worth it? Have to be going through post-traumatic stress disorder and whatever else, depression, because you was just walking just fine yesterday. So is it worth it? No, we just happy that, you know, some type of justice. I want to make sure that cop is under the jail somewhere, that he's serving a sentence. You know what I mean? That he's fired, that the young man turn around. Don't just sue the police, sue that individual, please. So he cannot work anywhere else. Sue the living piss out of him. I'm talking about he should have a judgment on his name so he can't ever get nothing. You know what I mean? Because this is the way we do need to press charges and we do need to be smarter. And we do need to be helping each other. That's what I'm saying. You don't even know which lawyers are on your side
Hmm.
because they got to take, you know what I mean? You got to be a certain such to be a black lawyer. You got to be, it's all games against us, man. That's why you got to be sharp on your own. And the only way you get sharp on your own is first go on your own, but iron sharpens iron. So somebody got to take the wherewithal and be that generation that's going to make these young men sharp.
Yes,
Because
sir.
if they keep believing everybody, they're gonna start seeing that it's a lot of them that look like them that keep them jammed up too. You cannot break free because you got so many people that look like you helping the system move forward, subconsciously and consciously.
Hmm.
So my heart literally goes out to his family, but I pray that they do something with this money that makes his life worthwhile because it's not over. As I said with the young man Lacey when we was talking about him from LSU, he went off
Right.
and killed himself, so he ended it. His story
Right.
could have just been beginning, but he ended it. So this young man's story can be just beginning. So you know, that's my thoughts on that. What you got?
Man, I mean, you summed it up pretty good, bro. It's like, it's like the same old, man. I just feel like in a lot of cases, like, as far as us being us, a lot of people will take this as, well, he caught a break because he got that much money. You know, they're not even thinking of how far we think about it with it. How you know this is going to affect this child all the way up now. So we never know how he's really going to accept it. He might have accepted at this stage now as a child, but what about when he become an adult and he can't do certain things that that we are able to, that another peer that's an adult is able to do, or they might give this peer the job but won't give him this job, or because everybody, you might get that money and that don't mean that I want to stop what I'm doing. I don't want to pursue my dream. Just like you said, that could have crushed his dream. But what if he still could do his dream? And now him being disabled and people looking at him a certain way, how you know that's not going to affect him? Which we know that it's going to affect him. So that them things like that I be thinking about, because like people always think that money is going to change it. Yeah, he got 5 million. Oh shoot, he good. That's how most people think. Oh shoot, he good. He got 5 million. I go. You'll hear ignorance. Shoot, I'll take that. If I did that. Come on, let's be serious.
Right.
You don't know how it ever would feel to be paralyzed.
You gotta do more to that officer, make them feel it, because, to my knowledge, I might be ignorant on this, but to my knowledge, I'm thinking that money's coming out of probably taxpayers' dollars. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what if it is? You know what I'm saying? So
right.
You got to make these people feel it. And I don't want it to get to that point where it's just this eye for an eye, you know what I mean? Not in those terms, because we're not ready for that. It's not that we can't beat ourselves. We're not ready for that. And that's not the way that it should be. You know what I'm saying? Our unity can do so much more than even having to lift a finger. You know what I'm saying? Us doing something that's shocking people is kind of more scary than having a gun in you. You know what I mean? Because only reason I'm saying that is because people are already in fear, but they know our number one strength is our unity. That gun in your hand, you're looking at everybody as a target. You're looking at everybody as an opponent. But that unity, it's gonna let it be known who you're on team with, You know what I mean? So I just feel like in this instance, to prevent it from happening again, the police district got to sharpen up. Again, I want all these tests. I want mental health. I want to know your background. I want to know if you ever got suspended for calling somebody a nigga. We can't hire you. Straight up, we can't hire you, and we in a predominantly black state, in a predominantly black city. We can't hire you. I apologize, but you need to go find something else. You know what I mean? Because all you need is that bad day again. It don't have to be racism, but all you need is that bad day in that rising when you're arguing with your woman. That's coming to work with you. All you got to do is fall short of that promotion. If you don't have the emotional intelligence wherewithal to cool down, that's coming with you, and you can't wait because it's been buried in your heart for racism. So you can't wait to take it out on one of these little niggas. That's how you feel. But we have to do a better job, and I'm not saying we because but they have to do a better job in their protocol and how they do, how they go about. We have to do a better job as a community to build communities again, neighborhoods again. It's obvious we don't have them. You know what I mean? I've only seen it one time vicariously, movies, and videos, documentaries on the Black Panther. That's the only time I've seen it. And the only thing that I wish that they had was that knowledge of getting their genealogy, getting their bloodline, getting everything, because they had the unity. They had the unity, and they had different things. They had to get poisoned. If we had that, take it all out. If you're a Chinese person, Japanese, whoever is there, you're Russian, you were this, and you know what's wrong, you exist. If not, then we got to move you out the way. You know what I mean? But our unity, we need nobody to say no. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these places where we live, just imagine, 1,000 people came out. They said, what? I mean, the whole block coming. I'm talking about the whole side of this area of the city. We'll be there. You know what I mean? It's going to start off with the, 5-block radius, but it's going to spread. You said, who do what? You got to be out there. And not only that day to prevent it, we got to be on the next day and at the town hall meetings and at the precinct and let it be known. You know what I mean? We're not going for this no more. We civilized, we can turn this up. But the whole knock each other off thing and do all that in the street and the ignorance, this is that, that's over. So now y'all got to try something new. We come to something new. Again, This is why I write. This is why I think. This is why I live in my bubble in my mind, because I know that's a perfect world. It is the answer. We're not gonna act like this is not the answer.
Right.
It just takes a perfect world because you got everybody else. You got people that literally say, "Man, I ain't talking my damn. I don't fuck with that man," and be your own family.
Yeah.
But what
That's a
about
fact.
for a greater cause? Nobody said you had to be like this. It's just certain principles, there's certain things that's mandatory that we can't do to each other no more. It's just certain things that's mandatory that we gotta go to each other's business first. We gotta
That's a
make sure
fact.
that money's circled. Like it's just little things that will put other people on notice to stop treating us like this. But when we treat ourselves like this, but that's a reflection of just the individual. Any individual that don't respect themselves gonna take disrespect from somebody else. Any individual that don't love themselves gonna take half-ass love from somebody else. Anybody who don't grind hard for their own thing is gonna take the half-ass grind from somebody else. But when you knee deep and you believe in yourself and you got confidence and you hear that passion, you ain't I don't care. I was born individually. I was born by myself. I was given a job no matter what anybody stand next to me, don't stand next to me, agree with me, don't agree with me. I was given a purpose. Same thing. The Amish, the Jews, any race. When it comes down to their race, okay, cool. All that go out the window. We can't do that to them because they one of us. You know what I'm saying? We got to be on the same type of time. And I just think that will at least change some things. Do I think it's going to happen? No. Am I praying? Yes. Do I still just keep my faith? Yes. But I look at reality by actions, and I just know that it takes 5 to 10 years to heal from the lifetime of trauma, from the childhood stuff. It literally takes that long. And that means if you're doing it day in, day out, no step backs, no none of that. Because you got layers of trauma. You got the trauma that was there before you got here. You know what I mean? That was on your mom and your daddy mind and brain and in their body when they had sex with creation. So that came in. But then everything from when you was an infant to when you was a toddler to when you was an adolescent to when you was a teenager to when you was a teen bopper, then a teenager, then young adult, all that is like boom. And majority of us didn't have enough time. We don't have enough cushion to heal. We got to heal on the fly. You got to grieve on the fly. You got to mourn on the fly. You got to figure it out on the fly. You make a mistake. You got to correct the mistake and keep life going. That mistake set you back 4 years. Remember, you still healing. It takes 5 to 10, but that setback just sets you back. It's all like that because we do everything on our own. But until we come together and somebody can say, yo, I got you. Don't trip. I'm gonna put you in with this person. But then we got to also respect the faith, respect what's looking out for you. Respect that because a lot of times people get up and they act like they did it on their own. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's all and I don't like for it to just get here from there. But this young man, him being 17 and being killed, being paralyzed, taser, then somebody that's dealing like this is an adult. Beyond it just being a police officer and a young black man, a young so-called black man, I see this every day just with coaches, teachers, administrators, managers. People just abuse their power because they messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got one more story.
That's a fact, man. That's where we at with it in this world, man. So we just gotta continue to pray, keep our faith, and pray that this unity thing come together. Is all we can do. But like we said, man, we thankful that the young man got something, you know. But
watch that
it's
story closely and see what happens to the officer.
Yes, sir, man. So with that being said, go ahead and close us out, man. It's been a great.
We got one more video.
We got one more video.
Yeah. Let's watch this video as the black pastor goes on.
Oh yeah.
Black playing victim. Black or
okay.
Right back.
Yeah.
Know that. We know there's cops who's evil. Man, there's evil people in every industry preaching all that stuff. But man, not every killing of a black man was because of a bad cop. Some of that is because we have not taught our children to be, watch, obedient to authority. That some of the stuff that we bring upon ourselves when we provoke authority. And what the Lord is teaching us in this moment is to be model citizens. that obeyed the laws of the land even when they hurt. Listen, after Jesus is resurrected, we see the evidence of this in the teachings of his followers. Romans chapter 13 and verse 1, the apostle Paul writes to a church he did not found. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities. Listen, be a model citizen. For there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed. And those who resist will incur what? Judgment. For the rulers are not a terror to those who have good conduct, but to those who are bad. Would you have no fear for the one who's in authority? Then do what is good. Be a model Christian, and you will receive his approval. For he is God's servant for your good. But if you do what is wrong, you better be afraid. Prison is coming. Jail is coming. A bullet is coming. A ticket is coming. The IRS is coming. Be afraid, for he does not bear the sword in vain.
Yeah, man. So another reason why I want to get out of here is because when people speak truth, like they'll just take it out of context. You know what I mean? He's right. He's right. You know what I mean? Like, again, when we point the fingers, we point them back. So it's like we have to clean up our backyard. Not saying that these people are not wrong, but we be just as wrong. You know what I mean? And nothing happens until we take accountability for our own actions. We're not comparing the two, but I'm glad that he brought the Bible. This is why I'm not a Christian. You know what I'm saying? This is a fact. Because most Christians ain't really Christian. You know what I'm saying? Beyond the miseducation and the misnomers and all the crap that's in there, it's just great stories to me. The reason why I don't like it, because when he go to the book and it tell you what to do, it's like, yo, why you ain't living like it then? It's not the preacher telling y'all this. It was the book. Right. It's the book. Just like if I go get Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon, the Torah, if I go get the Circle 7, these are principles. This is good advice. This is what I'm saying. This story right here is a good way to teach you something. But you said you were this. You said you was a part of this tribe, this community. This is what you're a part of. Why you can't live? Why can't you live what the word is telling you? Not the man, not the priest, the word is telling you. So it just throws it out the window, you know what I mean? Because the first thing we do is, let's not talk about black. Every time something happens, we want to bring up black on black. Well, that is the problem. We should not be doing that to each other. That's why everybody else does it. And I'll tell you the reason why everybody else get away with it is because as long as you call yourself anything ignorant, it's okay, cool. So they took the chains off and y'all thought y'all was free. It's a gateway to get you back into the chains, but it's for the invisible chains. It's paper now. It's black. You fill out black. You say you black, you this. Then it's simple as that. You put yourself back in the slavery. So we're going to treat you like a slave. When have you ever seen a slave get respect? When? When? It's when that man put his confidence in and that woman put her confidence in and they know who they are. They ain't hoes, they ain't bitches, they ain't niggas, they ain't street, they ain't this. I'm such and such. I'm God sent. I am that I am. I'm who my mother and my father named me. I'm carrying the purpose. That's the job that I have. Your profession is not your purpose until you make your purpose your profession. Just because you're good at cooking, flipping burgers, we can do. But what was the purpose? We have to put that. That's why we heal, and that's why. What was our purpose? Our gifts are. But you have to align your gift with your purpose. This is the fact that we live in a capitalistic society. So yes, you have to pay bills, but eventually your heart should be pounding for your purpose. You should be able to give extra hours because you're running for your purpose. I did it. 9 to 5, 5 to 9, 11 to 2. Wake up and do it again. No, you don't have to be like me, but this is whoever you look up to. Your Elon Musk is your Apple, any company. Yeah, all of, and then whoever passed it to them had to start somewhere. Now I ain't saying they don't get no cheat codes. I'm just saying that it takes some sacrifice. It's gonna take. You cannot do the same thing, and you've been getting the minimal results. So you think you're gonna do the same thing and get great results? It don't work like that. We have to make better choices, and that's exactly what that man was saying. He, instead of him, because that's what people do. When you change your life, when you get it right, when you do the right thing, they say, I ain't doing it your way. I ain't doing it Cali way. I ain't doing it Samaj way. Bro, this is the right way. I ain't doing it my way.
Right.
my way wasn't working for me either.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people forget.
Tell him.
I'm willing to talk about when I was doing it my way. I said that. I said I'm not doing nothing no more that don't align with the Most High. The Most High conscious inside, the Most High, whoever created me, however that goes, man. I'm just trying to be in line with making sure that it's right. Even when we party, I want to make sure it's right.
Yeah.
Because we got to wake up tomorrow. We got to get home tonight. We got to look out for these babies. We have to donate money. We ain't making money nowhere else. And if you don't want to rock with me, if you don't want to do business with me, fine. But the reason why I want to make money is so we can do better things, so we can help our youth, so we can help our friends, our family. So you can actually have a conversation and pick up the phone and you can call 4 people finally and get $10,000. I ain't never been able to do that in 41 years, have a great idea and can't call 4 men right now and say, yo, let's go get some land, man. And you really believe it. No, but I say, yo, let's go put some bets in. Let's go to the strip club. Let's go to and we be with it. But if the man say that in the church, that's not a lie. It's not a lie. Look at the statistics. That's why we have numbers. Look at the results. Our results are our results because we got bad habits. This is a fact. How can you be confident? How can you believe in the Most High and be scared? How can you be boastful? Why do you have such short confidence? You got to wear the biggest chain in the world and be a target. If you were confident, if you knew who you were and you knew all that, then you could wear with anything without nothing and be fine because you are special with hearts. Just by being born, you're special. Nobody want to hear that. It's like nobody believes that. We say it, but we don't mean it. You know what I mean? Nobody can't push nobody no more. Nobody can't step in your face and say, man, you better than this. Why are you doing this? You got 30 gifts and you ain't using none of them. I ain't fucking with him no more, man. Reading. Oh, man, you reading, man. You want to be positive. So why? Why?
What's wrong with that?
He just said it. If you continue to stir around in the negativity, then a ticket is coming, a bullet is coming, a death is coming, this is coming, that is coming. So why would I want that? And then not only I don't want that, but it's happening all around us. Every last one of us done lost over 10 people.
Yeah.
No matter how what, whether it be the streets, whether it be health, whether it be to the jail system, but we lose people and you know it hurts. You know it hurts, right? So why don't you learn from them and just keep making yourself better so you don't have to hurt nobody else? That's exactly how I look at it. I'm like, shit. We already had enough drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? We already had enough drug stories. We already had enough men who be alcoholics. We already had enough uncles with attitude problems. We already had enough fathers that gave up on their kids. I'm gonna go try something different. And I know y'all not gonna like it. I know you're not gonna really rock with it, but it's okay because your children need to see it. When they finally figure out that you didn't do nothing, you really didn't do nothing in this life. You didn't. They're gonna see because I had to see it. I had to really start sitting back and saying, man, all these people did was get old. And the only reason we respect them is because they get old. But they still act childish. They still mean. They still can't work together. They still don't believe in their Bible that they hold on to so tight. They still believe in giving the church more money than they do than starting their own bank for their family. They still kiss and go into work. They be so disrespectful to their family and friends, but go into work and kiss ass all day.
Yeah.
Be disrespected.
Yeah.
But the people you love, the people you really have attachment to, it's a delay. It's always something smart. Yeah. But you don't want to lose that. Like, yo, until we flip the script, that pastor is right in some cases. In most cases. You just didn't like the delivery, but I don't have no problem with what he said, man, because I'm that person. I'm not going to keep going and look at what somebody doing to us because when we sit there and say somebody doing it to us, we can't be doing it to ourselves. And then also, if we sit there and say somebody doing it to us, why the heck we don't get mad like when we do it to ourselves? Oh, when we do it to ourselves, you can step on our shoes. We can get into an argument over childhood football. I'm going to go get my gun. But somebody like this do something to us and we don't have no protection.
Yeah.
There ain't not a soul to protect this 17-year-old. So go ahead and close up, bro.
Man. That was one of the best things, man, is how you pour it out, because a lot of people don't get this. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of this joint can play with your mind. So we thank you for sharing that, man, because everybody look at the message in the messenger looking at the messenger instead of the message. But with that being said, man, this is your Leaders Only digital show and podcast live streaming every Sunday at 2. We appreciate you joining us for season 5, episode 28. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you continue to look forward and follow us. Continue to watch up and coming weeks that's coming up. If you haven't caught up, man, we ask that you look at the past videos and just catch up and see where we on. We are brought to you here by What It Changed Mentoring Ink and Tone Drone. I'm Kendall.
I'm so honored.
And man, we always ask that you please like, share, subscribe, comment, click that bell. Email us at leadersonly22@gmail. If you have any topics, any concerns, any questions, any comments, you can always go live with us and tap in. Just do what you can, man. And any platforms that you're looking for, if you're looking for great food, plant-based, anything, herbs, or anything in that nature, the mental health stuff is here itself right here, so it's nowhere far that you got to go. You could tap in anytime at that things in that nature too. If we on live and you got questions about that, ask them. Feel free, man. The man is like an open book. There's nothing that is disclosed, man. If it's necessary, he gonna give it to you. Go ahead, bro. Finish this up.
www.mentalhealthchef.com, www.drwhite.com. As my brother said, man, really looking for communities to get into schools, athletic teams. Please reach out. Allow us to come to your community and give these young men the game that everybody don't want to give. You know what I mean? If you don't have enough time, why not put the work in somebody's hands to make it?
Yeah, man. Love that, man. Yes, sir. So with that being said, man, we love, peace, and blessings to all, man. And thank y'all for following us.